Welcome to Ask Us Anything, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday evening. I hope wherever you are, that it's just as lovely as it is right here in Goshen, Indiana.
That's where we're coming to you from. We are at the 4-H Elkhart County 4-H Fairgrounds in Goshen, Indiana, the RV capital of the world, Goshen and Elkhart. And we are attending a rally for owners of Montana fifth wheels. Now, how many people do you think that would be? You might wonder, how many would be showing up for something like that. Well, let's see if I have a picture. I thought I put a picture. This is a drone shot from yesterday, and that's just part of it. There are over 400 people here in Montana. This is a club. It's not owned by any manufacturer. It's a club for owners of these luxury fifth wheels, of which we now are an owner of Montana. And we are just having a ball here.
Having a very good time. And if I'm kind of weird, that's because Bo is putting a cold nose on my arm every time I stop
I
petting
don't know
him.
if we can see
Bo
Bo
says,
over
I
there.
missed you.
Yeah, there's
We
Bo.
went and joined everybody for dinner, and so Bo was left. So now he's feeling, it was very lonely.
Yeah. Well,
was
no,
very
I came back. I came back
Well,
early.
obviously you weren't very good company. Here comes the nose.
Or he likes you best.
He
That
does.
Actually, you brought him chicken. So,
I did.
So that's why he's there.
Mhm.
So anyway, we want to answer your questions. We are back to our fall season now, and most Sunday nights at 7:00, we will be back here live doing Ask Us Anything, and we're excited to see a lot of the regulars here. We are excited too because we're in really like a month's camping nonstop. We're here all this coming week, and then next weekend we'll be at a resort in also in Indiana, Western Indiana, at a big
Yellowstone.
Jellystone Park
I'd like to be at Yellowstone.
for a family camp out. And then shortly after that, we were in Nashville for our rally and our Music City meetup. So, and then after that, the Woodlands in Tennessee, and who knows where else we'll be going. So ask your questions. We are delighted to be back with you, and we'll keep going as long as you got questions. Thanks to Phyllis, who's coordinating the questions for Facebook and all our other platforms, and over on YouTube, thanks to Chris Colley. Ed Richards is our first one up this evening.
Greetings from hot South Louisiana, and congratulations to Mr. Bo Wendland.
Mr. Bo Wendland, thank you. And Ed will be at our Nashville gathering in 3 weeks. If you are on Facebook, you probably saw, but at this rally, we had, that's Jennifer dancing. That's a bunch of dancing. We won't show you that. But Bo, they had a pet parade today, and a lot of the pets were in costumes.
The little dogs were all in elaborate costumes.
Bo doesn't do costumes, but he and Jennifer in it, and Bo won first prize. Look at that. That's Bo. And he's got his little ribbon on his collar. And he was pretty geeked about that. He was
pretty geeked because he got a big dog treat.
But we should point out that he won first prize, but there were only two people in his category. Two dogs in his category.
Over 50 pounds.
Oh, he's in the 50-pound and up category. And there's only one other. Okay, you're going to hear our neighbors. This is the only downside of this campground, and it's that. Is every campground in the country built near a railroad track? I guess it is because of cheap land, right?
Probably.
So this is like this major train intersection.
Well,
all night long.
And when you get your welcome bag and there are earplugs in it.
That's why there are earplugs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them slept. I mean, it wakes you up. They go through like this. You'll hear in this live shot, they go through all the time. So.
Well, I'm glad the economy's moving.
Yeah, the trains, sir, are. Robin Ostermeyer.
Hello from Pennsylvania. When our classy motorhome is sitting in our driveway, should we turn off the propane?
Well, are you using the propane? If you are using it for something, no. It would not hurt to turn it off, but frankly, I have never turned it off. Winter, summer, I leave it on all the time. I've never turned my propane off. 12 years.
But we have new rigs.
Yeah, we have relatively
don't have
new rigs.
That's older.
I think you have a pretty new rig, Robin. So Now you'll hear. I think the experts would say, "Well, you probably should
Probably
turn
should
it
turn it
off."
off.
Okay, but do those experts, are they RVers or? I'm not going to get into a debate about it. We haven't, and I hope I don't come to regret that sometime. But I don't think you have to. Just make sure it's all in good shape. Have it inspected, once a year. And
I think what I heard after 12, oh, that was fire extinguishers. After 12 years, you're supposed to toss your
12,
fire
yeah.
extinguisher.
Yeah, you can trust your rig at 12 years.
Oh, I was going to, propane tank. They
Yeah.
have a life too.
Yeah, they do. So just make sure they're inspected. And if it's in great shape, you shouldn't have any problem. Renee Wilson, Susie Wilson.
Howdy. It's even hotter in West Texas this evening. Glad to see you are doing the Sunday night. And ask us anything once again, and see y'all in 3 weeks. Well, we're looking forward to that in 3 weeks.
We'll see you at the Grand Ole Opry.
Mhm.
Susie, you and Jerry Wilson will be joining our crew there. This is a larger group than normal. We have like 70 people, I think, 67 people the last I saw. So should be fun. Steve Egbert.
And well, greetings from California.
Hey, Steve, thanks for joining us from California. Linda Ward.
From greetings from rainy Robbinsville, New Jersey.
It's not rainy. Oh, it is rainy. Yes.
Okay.
2 hours.
We are looking forward to the fall camping season. It's my favorite. My favorite too, Linda.
Yeah, it's.
I love camping in the fall.
This is just a delightful evening. It
Mhm.
really is. So enjoy it. I'm glad sorry it's raining, but hope you can get out and get some. There's a great story on our blog on rvlifestyle.com. You can track. It's an interactive color tracking map. It's on today's blog post. Make sure you guys check that out. Go to the thing. When you see it, you can slide it, to whatever month, whatever week you want, and it will show you. It'll color the country so you can see where the maximum color is that week. It's a really cool tool, and you can find it at rvlifestyle.com. Helen Newsom.
Hello from Lafayette, Georgia.
Oh, hello, Helen. Thank you for checking in with us tonight.
Bo.
Bo's
No,
got
quiet.
A dog, little Jack Russell walking past us here. Hey, Helen's got a request for you.
Jen, hope you will share more camping recipes.
I hope you'll make some more camping recipes. Yeah. Oh, you did. You brought a dessert from the dinner tonight. Right?
Yeah, I brought you a dessert. I don't know how good it is.
Well, that's going to wrap this
up.
up. I'm going to get into that. Yeah.
It's red raspberry.
Oh, my
Raspberry.
favorites. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. Anything raspberry.
They had about 4 different choices. You can't have choices when you got 400 people to feed.
You're always getting asked about recipes, so
I
you're going to have
know.
to do some more.
No?
Kathy, we'll have to get you talking with Jerica from campingfoodrecipes.com.
Right.
Try some new ones.
And
Kathy Martinez.
And hello from Connecticut.
Hey, Kathy. Great to see you on tonight. Steve Egbert with the question.
Question: are you happy with the quality of your new Montana? I can say yes.
Yeah, it's now we've only had it
Haven't had
a
it
month,
that long.
maybe a month, a little over a month, and I think we've used it. We've camped in it probably 2 weeks worth, all told, and it's been just great. We love it. It's comfortable. It's roomy. I think my only complaint would be the bed. The bed seems really hard for me. We had a Brooklyn bedding mattress in the Arcadia fifth
And
wheel
that
we
was
had
very
before.
nice.
The thing about Brooklyn bedding mattresses, though, they're so heavy. So I'd be reluctant to get one of
King
their
size.
kings in here because I think it would just add a lot more weight to this. But I would like to get a softer mattress.
So I should get a couple air mattresses. We'll just put those on top.
Yeah. I could sleep in those lounge chairs, though. Those
Oh,
are
you
really
could.
nice. Yeah.
I think you would like that a lot.
Yeah, the quality is real. Is Montana, at least from our perspective, is very well deserved. It's a really well-made unit. Suzanne Weiss.
Okay, after looking at the same model of fifth wheel as you have, anything you would like to see changed to make it more walkable when slides are closed?
No, because I'm not walking around in it when the slides are closed. People, I can see you might think you want to stop at a rest area and grab something out of the refrigerator. Well, right there behind me is a refrigerator that you can put whatever is, and you can get that whether it's closed or not. And I'm not going in it when the slides are closed. I'm not.
Okay, so what we do have access to is the kitchen sink and that area, my silverware,
And
my
the bathroom.
dishes, the bathroom, and the bed. If we wanted to lay down, we could.
Yeah, you could lay down.
We could lay
bed.
down in there. Now we don't have access to our big refrigerator, but we do have the little refrigerator outside. But
It's just not. It's a non-factor for us, Suzanne.
Well,
It really
for me,
is.
it was a big adjustment from the B's and C's to the fifth wheel. But then our first fifth wheel, we could walk everywhere we needed to go.
Yeah,
The
it was.
Arcadia.
Yeah, you could, and that
So,
was nice.
I mean, I can get what I need in
Yeah,
the Montana, so it's not a problem.
yeah. I mean, it's. I suppose it could be an inconvenience if we were doing a long, multi-hour. We try not to do 10-hour trips. But even if I stopped in a rest area, I could pop a slide out to get to anything in 30 seconds and pop it back in, and it would not be a problem.
Yeah, only
So,
one slide would you have to
Yeah,
take out.
this would not be. It's a non-factor. I mean, if I was making a long list, that's one thing I'd say I'd like to be able to do, but for all practical purposes, it's not a factor.
And that was something that I looked at a lot. Before we got anything, I was like, okay, let's look at the floor plan. Am I going to be cut off from everything when those slides are in? What do I have access to? So I think you're right in thoroughly looking at that.
Yeah.
But we're good.
Yeah, it just hasn't been an issue with us.
Right.
Chris Okamuro.
Okay, what organizations are there other than Auto Club to assist on off-road breakdowns with tow vehicles as well as RVs while in camp?
They're all kind of the same. There's Progressive. They have, when you buy insurance through them, there's Good Sam, there's CoachNet. Most manufacturers, if you buy a new RV, will offer free road service as well for a certain period of time. But they're all pretty much the same. Auto Club is probably the least popular, and at least when I say popular, I probably should say it's the least used. Most people seem to be picking Good Sam or CoachNet or one of the programs through FMCA or the Escapees RV Club. Almost all of them the same companies. They all kind of use the same services. They all kind of use the same tow truck companies, but they'll all make different charges. But it's kind of like aspirin. It's all the same stuff. It's just different brands on them. But I would. We've had good luck with Good Sam. We just used them for a flat tire a couple of months ago. We've had. I don't think we've ever needed road service in the rest of the time, but I'm trying to think if we did. Did we do something once with CoachNet? It seems to me early on with one of our Class Bs. They're all good. And again, it depends on where you are. You might be in an area where there's no tow trucks, and they can't produce a tow truck if there aren't any tow trucks in that area, right? I mean, that just makes sense. It's kind of like a cell phone booster. If there's no signal to boost, the booster's not going to help. Well, if you're in an area where there aren't any tow trucks, you're not going to get 10-minute service, because not every part of the country has tow truck operators available. So understand that.
And can I just say, for anybody that might be offended by your sayings like aspirins are all the same, when I was a little girl, my dad worked for the Dow Chemical Company, and they cranked out these aspirins, and it was the same product, but they just got a little tweaking done to make it different brands.
Yeah.
So, we know that not everything's exactly the same, but that was my experience as a child. Okay. That's where you get that from. I'm going to get somebody all upset and say, well, they're not all the same.
Oh, somebody gets upset. Whatever you say, somebody gets upset. So they can go away. I don't mean any harm. Bill,
or Western Maryland.
Yeah, we had a couple nice cool days. It's back up warm, pushing 80 here in Indiana today, but we had it. It was in the 60s for a couple of days this week, and it was nice the first day, and then it was okay. Let's go back to summer. Right?
I like it cooler.
I know.
I know. I'm not fun at all.
Matthew Blau.
Hey, do Hoosier custom cruisers still exist? Good question.
I don't know. Somebody asked us the other day if we'd heard from them. We haven't seen them. The Tampa RV show is opening this coming week. If they're there, somebody will, I'm sure, let us know. Here comes another train. But I don't know. There's a very, very small company, 3 or 4 guys that were putting it together. So I don't know.
I don't think they need to go to the show, because the word would get out there, and they didn't have the facilities to,
Did we see them was at Tampa we saw them?
Yeah.
And they were not at Tampa this year, so I didn't see them at Tampa.
Yeah.
So I have no idea, but like I say, it's a really, really small company.
We should check into them.
We should. We get asked that.
Because we get asked that a lot.
Johnny Lightning.
Mike, do you know if solid and O-ringed POL propane fittings are interchangeable?
Johnny, I don't even know what that is, so I can't answer your question. I take my propane to somebody to look it over and fix it, and I don't do any maintenance with it, so I can't help. I can't answer. I don't know what a solid and O-ringed POL is. Sorry. I don't make any bones about it. I am not a mechanical kind of guy. Farrell, we sold our Arcadia. We mentioned that a couple of months ago.
It was such a cute
actually
little,
we traded it
we
in
traded.
on this one. Yeah,
such a cute little Arcadia.
it was. We needed extra space and
Yep.
a couple other little things we like about this unit.
Mhm.
Earl McCoy, hello from Bandera.
And they're newbies getting ready to go for their first time. How exciting.
Oh, that is. I wonder where you're going, Earl, and how long. You're going at the perfect time of year. Awesome. So thanks for checking in. I'm glad you're here. Go have fun out there.
I'm hearing that train a coming.
I think we're right. Train coming.
I think we're right by the road where they blow the whistle. You can hear. You can hear the chug 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 chug.
I had no idea that the railroads were this busy, but it's just like maybe 100 yards over that way.
I mean, now this is taking me back to being a little girl, and my father's father loved trains. And when we got the stereo, and there was this record with train sounds, and he'd sit right in the middle of the room, and you'd hear the train move.
Oh, that was when stereo first came in.
Yeah.
They used to demo that.
Love that. So different strokes for different folks, but that is what made him happy. Howdy from Maryland.
It does that all night long. I mean, you're sleeping, and every 20 minutes it wakes you up. But,
well, now we met one lady today, and it doesn't bother her at all.
The lady kept saying, "What? Can't hear you." Thomas Romanowski.
Are your e-trip adventure guides Class A friendly? Height, weight, road restrictions. Hoping you plan to do a New England coast, Maine.
It sounds like a plan.
GPS.
That question, Thomas. First of all, yes, they are. I mean, there are like the Natchez Trace. There are some parts on it, but there's signs that say, and we mention them in the book, where Class A's are too big to do a turnaround. But almost all of them, yes, they are. But at this very time, our whole team is working on editing our Coastal Maine ebook, which will be coming out in the next few weeks. So that book is almost ready to go. I debated whether we should wait and put it out next year or do it in the fall, but if we could get it out soon enough, some people could probably use it for a nice fall trip up in Maine. But yes, it will cover coastal Maine, and it will be out very soon. So that will be our next 7-day adventure guide. And it's actually 7 stops, because it'd be pretty crazy to do all this that we're showing you in 7 days, but 7 stops. So yeah, your Class A, your big rig should be fine. Jerry Cornelius.
When you travel, do you have a special way to find off the beaten path roads rather than interstates?
Not a special way, but we usually kind of usually if we have times, sometimes, you have to be point A to point B, and there is no dallying, and the interstate's the fastest way. But in general, we try and look for state roads because they're easier to drive. There's more to see. There's more fun places to stop and look at. It's not such a hassle getting on and off freeways. But we'll kind of look for attractions and kind of go on that guide. And we are really doing our best to not drive any more than 330 miles a day. The big test will be when we go down to Nashville, because it's a 600-mile drive from where we'll be. And I'm saying let's try it in 2 days, but I'm usually the one that says, let's just go all the way through. And,
ideally we wouldn't do it all.
But that trip we'll try and stop someplace at 3 where we can explore off the beaten path.
And the difference is, I know how to drive the fifth wheel, but I would prefer not to. And in the smaller vans, I was comfortable to drive, and the best part was I could lay down and take a nap.
That's what you miss most about the vans.
Oh,
because you couldn't take a nap.
Because
you
I don't
can't take
like
a nap
there.
in the back of my truck.
Right. Bo's got the back seat.
Oh, my truck.
Yeah. I suppose I could curl up and let him ride shotgun.
Yeah.
He'd probably like that.
Tom McAllister, Tomcat.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yes. Is there any way to communicate with others attending the Nashville gathering? We want to see if anyone else is interested in pickleball at the gathering. Can we play pickleball there? They should have pickleball courts.
I don't know if they do at the KOA or not.
I mean, if Tom called KOA, they probably would say, or you could probably check out.
I don't know. I'm sure we can check. I think the simplest way, Tom, is just ask around that first night when we get there with our potluck. Who wants to play pickleball?
I'm sure you'll get takers.
Yeah, it's the fastest growing sport in America.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know if the KOA has pickleball courts or not. They've got everything else. It's a really nice KOA that we're staying at there
Yeah.
in Nashville. So,
Yeah.
so we'll ask. I'm sure Phyllis or Wendy or some of our people that are on it will ask around, and we'll see what we can find.
They have to be there. That's got to be prime real
Yeah,
estate.
but we don't share addresses with anybody, only because not everybody's comfortable with that. So we'll. I'm sure. I think the best way is just ask on Monday night.
Now, where this group we're gathered with now, they've got a real big printout sheet.
We should have this group. I've never been to an organization like this rally. They handed everybody, and there's 400 plus people here, a book. It's this thick, and it lists a color picture of everybody who is attendance, all their contact information, and what number they are. We should go get that lot number.
You want me to go get the sign?
Yeah, we'll go get that. And Tom, we're not going to do that because I can't afford it.
That isn't going to happen.
I don't know how much they paid for this book. I suppose you could sell, and I think that's why they have a lot of volunteers. You could have somebody sell advertising. But I mean, it is this thick. It's a gorgeous book, and it's a picture of everybody. These name tags, actually, we will have name tags like these. These are kind of a plastic. They're rainproof. They're both sides, and a nice little lanyard. But look at what they give you. This is what I think is really nice. In front of every rig. This is like a political lawn
Want me to
sign.
go get the book?
Yeah, they should. Well, let's show them the book. And so, as you walk around the campground, you can say, oh, there's where Mike and Jen are. And it lists, your site number. And isn't this nice? And this is their Montana Owners Club rally. So I'm just really impressed with that. And we kept driving in, and there it is. I said, holy cow. But I mean, everything, it has like 6 volunteers. They work on this all year round, and you can see the effort to it. So we've attended lots of days. Probably the best organized one that we ever go to, have ever been, is the FMCA's. They do twice a year. Super well organized. They have a professional staff that does that. They've been doing it for years, like this group. But this is an owners group. It's not connected with the manufacturer, although it's 4 people who own Montana's. And it's a club. It's a club. And it's just really interesting to see how well something is organized, and activities and sessions, and 2 big checkout bags. And I guess got to show you this book because these guys know what they're doing. And the wagon masters, they even backed my unit in for me.
Right.
I guess I can confess that.
Took them about 2 seconds.
So
While you're okay, I'll show Bo's gift after.
So this is the book that they give you. And then if you open it up, look at that. Is that cool or what? A color picture of everybody. And I don't think there's really any. And then an alphabetized list of all the attendees by site number.
So did somebody ask permission to give out all that information?
I don't know. I really don't care. A map that shows where everybody is attending. And it's just, and there's no ads in this book. These are just pictures. Then they have I shouldn't show this because everybody will expect us to do something like this at our gathering.
Well, what do you think? If you raise the price $25 a head?
I don't know how much.
It's too much work.
This has got to cost $6, $7, $8. I don't know.
But that's a lot of work.
But hats off. I've never seen such a well.
Very, very nice.
Here is Bo's.
Okay.
This is Bo's prize.
Bo got a little bag with a certificate in and a bone, which he was really excited about. And this bowl, I didn't realize what a great gift this is, because Bo loves to eat. And he's one of those that should have a dish where he can't eat too fast. So poor Bo is going to have to eat slower now with this handy dandy. This great bowl.
Called?
It's a slow feeder, and it's also designed to keep long ears out of it. So,
his ears dropped down.
Home and travel.
Home and travel.
Poochie bowl.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Except it's going backwards. Anyway.
So anyway,
Poochie bowl.
This is going to be a great. Bo's going to regret the day he won.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to eat his food in 2 seconds.
Yeah. James Massey. Hi, James.
camped in 104 degrees last weekend. AC was great at night, but never got below 85 during the day. Any advice for staying cool during the day? The best.
Well, no RV air conditioner is ever going to get you below 85 when it's 104. It's just too much. Some people are buying room air conditioners and having them modified and put into a window. Some people there's little portable air conditionings you can get that do a lot of, I don't know how they work. It's just a portable cooler that they have. But 104 weather, James, is not camping weather in my book. That would be like camping in 40 degree below zero weather. It taxes everything. I mean, inside your RV without the air on, it'd be 200 degrees, So that's hot, but I'm glad it works. It cools you off at night. And
Probably 130.
James,
120.
I think you're in a class C, if I remember still. And so you have one air conditioner. You'll do better with two air conditioners. Like these are 50 amp, this fifth wheel, and it has a living room and a bedroom AC. And we've camped where it's been pushing 100 a couple of weeks ago, and it kept it in the 70s and the low 70s, which is very comfortable compared to what was outside. So obviously, the more juice you have, the more air conditioners you have. But for most, getting 85 and 104 degree day is nothing to complain about, really. Even though that's hot, it's warm.
I got to keep my mouth shut about how cold we keep it if we have a choice for when we're sleeping, because we're from the north.
Yeah, we like sleeping, when it's really cold.
Yeah, if we go to the dog park in Florida and everybody hears how cold we have that air conditioner set, they go, ooh.
Roy boy.
Okay. What do you like or dislike about the 12-volt refrigerator brands?
Well, we ordered a 12-volt. We could have had residential. Residential cools much faster, but we wanted 12 volts so that we could have the fridge on as we traveled. And that's what we do. You could do that in some of the residentials, using the inverter and all that stuff. But we just think a 12 volt is easier to manage. And for our lifestyle, that's what we chose. This is residential size, and it's a great fridge. It lists it's set for 35 degrees in the refrigerator part and 0 in the freezer, and it's holding that perfectly. Now this is a brand new unit, so ask me that in a year, but so far it's been great.
Now we met one couple and they didn't want what we had.
They got a residential, but they don't do any boondocking, that couple, and they don't, and they can't. So they are seasonal in a campground for most of their time. So then I would get a residential. But if you're traveling, 12 volts better. And if you do any boondocking at all, and yes, we can boondock. We have solar, and unless it's 100 degrees, I'm not going to boondock in that.
Oh, come on.
No. Well, we could take your Class C.
Right.
But we chose a 12 volt. So that was us. All right. Let's see what else we got out there. Patty Capel.
Question. Have you made a final decision to sell or not to sell your Tennessee property? This person votes to sell it.
I really like it.
I like it too, but we don't get there enough. And we have our Michigan property. I
don't want to bargain with people, and I will keep it rather than bargain with them. How's that? Is that the way to say it? I mean, I know what we're just asking what we put into it, and I'm just not going to go back and forth with people. And so I'm not really being very aggressive in selling it, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's psychologically I don't want to, although we should, because we've been there. We're in there in April. We hope to get there in a couple of weeks. But we do have to sell it. I think we have to sell it. It's just too, because we want to travel too. With Michigan, our property there, we have 2 sites there, and 10 acres that we've got to take care of, a house that we're remodeling, and then the travel schedule we have is pretty tough. So
Tennessee needs to go.
Yeah, but I'm not being very aggressive in it.
No, he's dragging his heels.
I'm not listing it with an agent because I don't want to deal with a real estate person because they'll charge more. And I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question, Patty, but I haven't been very aggressive.
Final decision.
Yeah.
I got a final decision. Sell.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to send all of the questions to you.
Oh, well, then it won't get sold.
Yeah. fact, that's a great idea. Johnny Lightning.
All right, Hoosier Custom Cruisers website is still up, so I would assume they're still in business. I think they are too.
Yeah, they can't
They're
be
good
making very
people.
many,
Good
Johnny.
people.
You know, I mean, they really can't be making very many a year unless they've hired a whole lot of people, and I don't think they have. It's just
I mean,
a couple, three
they were
guys.
working for nothing.
Yeah, it's a very cool unit. I think it needed a little updating. You know, the decor,
the interior. Well, that was their personal.
Yeah, but still,
their choice.
But they're well made, and guys who know what they're doing and making it out of love. I wish them great luck. But
yeah,
yeah,
I always like that. Somebody's passion.
You do. It always is fun. Red Hutchinson.
Headed for Maine next week, up the coast for lobster and music. Boy, look out. My son-in-law will. He loves lobster and he loves music.
Yep. Maine is it's a great time of year to be in Maine, just like it is in Michigan and Minnesota and Wisconsin and all of New England. It is awesome. And again, we'll have our Coastal Maine book out probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks at the most. So stay tuned.
So it can be Christmas presents or Thanksgiving presents.
Wendy Boyer.
Okay.
Wendy is actually running. She's really coordinating all of our Nashville, and they do not have a pickleball court, but they're going to ask if there's one nearby. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, thank you for checking that out. I mean, that's such prime real estate there.
Yeah.
I think they would have a couple campers on a site of ground if they had it.
Yep. I'm surprised.
And there's so much to do.
Yeah, it's Nashville.
You're going to have to play pickleball out in the street?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah. Yep. Rizky.
Oh, boy, here's a touchy question, too. Will you ever switch to a Class A?
Gasser versus diesel. Well, if I did one, it would be a diesel pusher. And they're thinking of upsizing from their Navion, which is a Class C. You know, that's the only RV that we have not had, camped in, lived in, owned is a Class A. And at one point, before we decided to get into fifth wheels, we were looking at some of the smaller Class A's, and I like them a lot. You know, I would certainly try. I need to try one. We've never tried one. And we probably need to drive it and do a trip with it.
We really do.
But I don't see that happening for a while, because we are really smitten with our Montana. As you can see, we're at this Montana rally, and this has all the amenities of a Class A. And what I really like is parked right out in front is my truck, so we can run any errands we want. Although my truck is giving me nothing but grief. I've got to keep complaining around here because there's got to be some mechanic that knows how to fix it. The truck, we had a crack in the right rear taillight, and it took how many months to get that service? I put tape over it, but it took months to get the collision shop to repair it, and then a collision insurance claim. It was like a $1,500 just to repair that plastic cover on it. So they came and they fixed it.
And they rushed it.
And they got it so we could come down here, and I drove it home from there, and it was fine. But the day I went to pick this up, pick this unit up and drive down here to Indiana, there is a sensor in there in the back of the right rear taillight. It's well known among the Ford F-250s, F-150s, that when it gets wet, like it would have with that crack, it shorts out, and then you don't have AC, you don't have front power windows, backs work, you don't have your audio, and your taillights kind of, they blink really fast. So I took it back to the collision shop. Well, they never heard of such a thing. I said, look, it's all over the internet. Honest,
how about
guys.
2 minutes before you got, or 2 miles before you got
2
there?
miles before I got there, it stopped. It was working. So I drove it partially home, and it kicked off again, and all the way down here, it was giving me these fault messages.
Beep, beep.
Beep. You can't turn it off. And I thought, well, it dried out really well in the sun yesterday, and today it's still doing it. But nobody will go in and fix it. And all the stuff says is you just take it off and remove the cover, which I just found out how to do on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll let me do it. Yeah. And then take the sensor out, dry it off, run a little compressed air in it, hook it back up, and all the YouTube stuff say that fixes it. I'm trying to tell the dealer this. I'm trying to tell the collision shop. They never heard of such a thing. Just go look on YouTube. I don't, I'm talking too much about my problems, but there's always something. That's, I guess, the thing about the RV lifestyle. There's always something.
Well, I think technology.
Facebook user.
I have a bike rack to transport our bikes, but don't like the rain. Oh, yeah, all the dirt and grime on the chain. Limited inside storage. Any covers?
Yeah.
What have you used?
We went to Walmart and we bought one motorcycle cover, an inexpensive vinyl cover, but it was waterproof. And when we put it on the bikes on the rack, we just wrap it up really tight with that. And when we are at the campsite, we leave the bikes outside, we lock them up, and we put the motorcycle cover on it there and keep it from blowing off. And it works great. One motorcycle cover will cover both of your e-bikes. So that's what we do.
So check into that. See if
I'm sure there's more elaborate and expensive solutions, but that's what works with us. Ann Peliquin.
Hello from California. When is the best time of year to camp in Michigan? Fall.
Right now.
Fall.
And I wonder if you have a relative named Peliquin. My first city editor was Al Peliquin. And of all the editors I've had in my 40-year newspaper career and journalism career, Al Peliquin was the best editor I ever had. I could tell you some great stories about
that was Bay City, Michigan.
But anyway, so I see that name, and Al went on from Bay City to Flint, I know, and he was an editor in Flint, but fond memories of him, a really great man. But Michigan right now is when you want to be camping, Ann, is Michigan right now. Just a tremendous time. The leaves are in the Upper Peninsula. They're already changing. They're going to change a lot in the next 2 weeks. It's starting to come down the lower part, the northern part of the Lower Peninsula. So check out, I mentioned this earlier in the show, but go to rvlifestyle.com. That's our blog, and we have new content every day. Today's story is an interactive map showing you can click on that map whatever week you have free, and it will show you where the color line is in North America. So check that out. John Mader.
Hey, we are planning a trip to the Upper Peninsula in September 2024. Should we avoid I-75 around Toledo?
No, just understand it will slow you up a little bit. It's a little confusing. You've got a bunch of freeways in there, but there had been a lot of construction over the years in Toledo, but I think they have fixed up the worst of it now. So you can skate through there pretty good.
We don't drive that way anymore.
No, not really.
Yeah,
we don't. No, we
because we're
take
the
a
other
different
side
route
of the
down.
state now.
But
Through Indiana.
it's much better than it has been, and you will get some slowdown in Detroit, but the rest of the way. Oh, and there's a lot of I-75 construction from Detroit through up into Genesee County, so you want to try and time your time through there right after right morning rush hour, and you should be able to skate through. But it's not terrible anymore, not like it used to be.
You know, most of the country is a mess.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Every big city has got issues.
Jim and Sue Finstead are
and they're looking forward to the Nashville rally. Well, we
3
are
weeks.
looking forward to it as well.
Get your cowboy boots out. Monique.
Oh, I'm sad we're not at Hershey. We have 3 places to be at the same time.
This is the first time we have chosen not to go to Hershey since we started this business 12 years ago. We didn't go, obviously, during the COVID year when the whole country ridiculously shut down, but we are not going this year. We came here instead, and I'm really glad we came here. This is a different, we're seeing stuff that Hershey was so familiar to us, and so it was comfortable, and we miss seeing a lot of our fans and stuff there, but we're meeting all sorts of new people here, and it's just really been fun.
And if we'd gone to Hershey, I never would have made it where I went yesterday.
That's right. You want to talk what you did yesterday?
I took one for the team. I came out of the women's bathroom, and there were 2 guys standing there with snakes all wrapped around their arms. And I kind of got a snake phobia, and I thought, don't be a baby. So I took a picture and asked them what they were doing, and they told me about a reptile show. So I went to the reptile show, and I was a little out of my comfort zone, and I didn't click record as I watched, because it's no good having the snakes. You got to have more than just some guys with a couple of snakes. So I walked through that whole thing, and I got way back to where the most people with the biggest pythons wrapped around their necks and arms, and all these snakes all over. And I'm out of here. I forgot to push the record button, so I had to go back again
and do it again. But she did it, and
And it wasn't as good the second
You have to
time.
understand how she hates.
Well, they're not my favorite things.
They're not my favorite thing either. But
But
I wouldn't go.
But I mean, that you never. The point was, you never know what you're going to see when you go to a
A
RV
rally, and
gathering.
they happen to have in the fairgrounds here. They happen to have a reptile show,
And they do that once a month.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, have fun in Hershey, Monique, and sorry we won't see you there, but we'll be here.
Yeah.
In Goshen.
Maybe we can see everybody in Tampa.
Linda Ward.
Are you including a visit to the coastal Maine Botanical Gardens in your Maine guide? It's truly fabulous.
I don't. Maybe we'll see. We're at the cutting point now, Linda, where we gotta throw some up and keep some down. But there is so much to see.
Thank you
Maine.
for
it is an
suggesting
awesome place.
that.
When we did our Adirondack story, I remember us visiting them, and that was awesome. All right, I guess are we set? That's it. Wow, look at that. Well, we did 41 minutes.
Yeah, that's
and
a pretty
my
long
battery,
time.
My battery is still good.
So that's all good.
So welcome back, everybody, to Ask Us Anything. We are back again, and we will do our best to do it every Sunday night again at this time. I think we should be good. Next week we should be coming to you from
Indiana.
I think it's Fremont, Indiana is where we'll be. So we'll see how that all pulls together. And the podcast, we're going to have fun at the podcast this week. We're going to talk about why you should go to a rally that is specific to the brand of RVs that you own. And we will kind of talk about some of the things that are common among all those rallies and how they're a little different than mass rallies where everybody with every different kind of RV is there. We have learned a lot that has surprised us, the things that we thought we knew, and we've learned the better ways to do stuff. And we've had a great time. And Bo got to go in a pet parade today. So that's it. All right. That's what we got for this week. Thanks again for being here. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Will you do that for us? It'd be a big plus. We really would appreciate it. Thank all of you guys for being here. We'll see you down the road.
Happy trails.